Hi, everyone. This is MzRockMon, author of The Child Support Hustle, founder of the Reform Child Support Now movement. I don't think I've been live in a minute on YouTube. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you guys for subscribing. I reached, I don't want to say the wrong number, 5,000 like a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. I'm just going to jump right in because I am so confused. As the caption says, y'all are we still are people still fighting for child support, abolishment, reform, anything or no? Because it's so funny over on Twitter, this guy says, they've been pandering to the black man's vote for a little bit now. And so he made a comment. I had to look it up because I couldn't find out what he said because they up there clowning him so hard. So let me pull that up. He says, I don't know what that means. Wants the black vote. She has to eliminate child support abuse, free mental health, land grants for single fathers, fines and jail time for women who participate in child support abuse. Simple fucking math. That's what he says. I'm like, but I just saw this today because when I say he blocked everybody, he'd have made it over to TikTok about this tweet because now they're saying first thing a black man want to do is abolish child support. That's what they're going to ask the president. The presidential candidates is abolish child support when we got all these other problems in the community. I saw that a lot in the black community. So he's in Georgia because somebody posted his complaint, his child support complaint in order, which and how they going in on dude. I'm really like, hold on, what people are supporting child support now, or it was just that bad? And let me say this, I'm not talking about taking care of your children. I'm talking about child support versus taking care of your children, going through the system versus not going through the system. So there's a big difference between the two. So what he put on his tweet, when he typed, I didn't see. That sounded pretty good to me. So I just wanted to talk about or just touch base on what this dad is saying as far as abolish child support. I would think that by now there would be more people asking our candidates whether it's the presidential election or it's time to replace the senators and the Congress people or whatever, local elections, all that. So yeah, he's in Georgia, which Georgia has a track record of, what I would say, and I'm not going to say allegedly because I've looked this up over the years, of very abusive practices when it comes to the child support system. And one of those abuses that they have is, if a father or a parent falls behind on the child support, they will send them to court, like sentence them to accountability court. And they don't have a say in it. They don't have, any choice in it. And then the money that they make, which is probably going to be minimum wage, if that, is going straight to the courts. Which, if it went straight to the child, that would be one thing, but that's not what happens in the child support system. Which brings me to my next topic. Like I said, somebody posted his complaint, and from the year before last, 7/21/22 is when they said this order was issued. They don't say what the amount is, but they do say as of 2/28/2023. That's 7 months. He owed allegedly $8,520 in 7 months. So when I did the math, that came to over $1,000 a month. And of course, we don't know if he gets to see his child. We don't know what enforcements came up when this child support complaint was filed. So in 7 months, he owes almost 10 grand to the state of Georgia. And how do I know it's a state? Because it says that this is a Title 4D case. So that debt is going to go back to the state. And this is another problem I don't think people understand, that when you go to a state or you live in a state and file a child support order, if the parent is on welfare and they collect the child support, the child is not going to get that money. And Georgia is one of those states. They do not pass through the money. Let me see. So that's a whole different issue. Now, when you look at that, like zero, they pass through zero. And then they had case open in 2022, 294,720 cases. So that's when his case was open. So then you have to wonder, was he already taking care of his child? Was it the mom got mad and went down there and filed, and now he all jacked up because $8,000 is a lot of money to owe. So does he still have his license? Does he has he been to jail? Because this is a contempt complaint that somebody posted online, like they was trying to get him locked up. So the TANF arrears that are owed allegedly by these parents when they go through the system for child support in 2023 was $192 million. $192 million. That is a lot of money. Hold on, guys. I'm still on here, but I was just trying to get this information. I did not transfer it over. Yeah, I'm really like, okay, so we're not doing this now. Like, what's up? Because I didn't even see any men like coming to his defense or anything. So I know it's always something with me in this. Okay. So, they have these TANF grants that they get every year, and the states are allowed to spend this money however they want to. So in 2022, Georgia didn't pay any tax credits, and they didn't pay anything for pre-K, and they only paid $5 million for work activities. And that is like peanuts, because like I said, the non-custodial parents are owing $192 million allegedly. Then you go down and look at how much money that they have accumulated, and this is for the welfare system. They can sit on that money for a rainy day. At one point, Tennessee had $1 billion sitting there. So that's $1 billion that they have for a rainy day that they're not passing through to the kids, the vulnerable kids, the kids in poverty, the kids that need welfare, food stamps. They just sitting on that money. So Georgia in 2022 is sitting on $201 million. But then they want to come after this guy for $8,000 almost $9,000 that he allegedly accumulated in a matter of 7 months, not even a year. Another thing about Georgia, this was 2 years ago, November 25th, 2022. There was a man a father, and this was reported by, I don't know if I'm gonna say this right, Nyamiki Daniel. Anyway, so in Georgia, this dad gets pulled over, black dad, and he gets pulled over for a cracked tail light and no license suspended for child support. So the dad says, hey, I'm paid up. Here's my paperwork. He even had the paperwork because that's how, you got to have papers, please. Some of us have to have our papers when we walk around these United States streets. So this is in Hall County, the sheriff's department. So the father's name was Dewan Greer. So when they arrested him, they had picked him up and dropped him on his head to where, I'm going to read this, dropped him on his head while they were escorting him through the jail, leaving him with permanent damage to his eye. But he shouldn't even have been, once he gave his paperwork over, that's something in the system. And the police have to have some type of, discernment to know, okay, you're not riding dirty right now. So, you have to go get this fixed, but we're not going to arrest you, let alone crack your head and jack your eye up. But that's just one example of how owing child support debt to the state or to the other parent can get you hurt or killed. There was a father in Ohio, Robert Sikon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Sikon III. And he was, this was a white guy, and he had a child support warrant, and he ran. The cop shot him, killed him, shot him right in the back and killed him. And they interviewed his kids, and his kids said, he didn't have a weapon on him. He just didn't want to go to jail. But they said he was a loving father. He cared. Just because somebody's on child support doesn't mean that they don't take care of their children. If you file for welfare, certain programs, you have to sue for child support. You have to. And if you ever wonder, or if you know somebody, your homegirl should get a check, or you see it online and it's a quarter, 25 cents they send a check for, or, doing that, that's because the government is keeping all of it to recover welfare expenses. That's what the child support hustle is. It's them having you in the system and getting money off of your child. So then it comes back to my original, what my video was about. Like, is anybody still fighting for reform, or is everybody cool with it? Everybody just like sitting saying that's what's up. We just want to live with it. I'll be up, off of child support in 10 years or whatever. Because how they clowned this dude I was pretty surprised. Because I'm like, why is this not like at the forefront of the election? And it's not a black thing or even a white thing. It's not anything to do with a demographic or a race. It's not even a woman versus man thing. Everybody knows somebody that is dealing with child support. And I mean, it can literally ruin someone's life. And just to sweep it under the rug because somebody makes a comment like, we need to have this on the ballot. Because social media they cancel like celebrities and all that kind of stuff. And this guy, like he had to like block all of these people. It was crazy. If y'all go over there, y'all see it. But it was so shocking to these people that this dad asks, what are we going to do about this system? And I think that's something that the government and these people that support that system, they depend on parents being embarrassed to go against the system. Because as soon as you say anything against the child support system, they automatically call you a deadbeat. They automatically say you don't want to take care of your children. If you took care of your kids, you wouldn't be in that system anyway. And that's just absolutely not true. So now we got to have another presidential election come up. This is not going to be addressed I'm talking about child support, like the Bradley Amendment. We should be talking about repealing the Bradley Amendment. That amendment they passed that back in 2008. I want to say 2008, and it makes it damn near impossible to erase arrears once you can't go back retroactively and erase arrears once they charge them to you. Like, why? Especially if it's owed to the government, you don't need that money. It's not even real money because we've already paid for any welfare benefits. We pay our taxes. So that money that they are not paying with the 201 million that Georgia has sitting back for a rainy day, as long I know there's people down there struggling. So how much rainier do they need it? So, what are we going to do? Because we know, and if this is not for you, it's not for you. But I know it's some people out there that still, want to change this system, even though they ain't come to that dude's back. They ain't had that dude's back. I'm like, where's the dads? Where's the? And here's another thing that I thought was kind of strange as far as solidarity and fighting for the system, fighting against the system. Tyrese, the singer, the actor, he's always, they trying to get more money. He's always in court. And one time he called, this was just recently, he said, hey, come out. So we can protest against this system. He down there in Georgia. And I don't think anybody showed up. And I know, me personally, I have dealt and worked with and helped a lot of parents in Georgia. I've researched that state, and I know, like I said, that accountability court is some bullshit. So, okay, you have a celebrity, maybe that's not how everybody want to go about it, but you got somebody that the cameras are going to be on. And he's saying, come on, where y'all at? Because I see a lot of people, and I've been saying this, and this is no disrespect, unless you take it, I can't help how you feel. But I see a lot of people online still complaining about the stuff that they was complaining about a decade ago. But when people have rallies and, call people out, sign this petition, let's get active, nobody's showing up. So it's unfair. But okay, it's unfair. We know that. So I'm asking, what are y'all doing about it? I mean, it's unfair and that's it? It's unfair, y'all win? And I'm not even talking about the parental alienation and things like that. I had joined this one live just to hear what they was talking about. And the host was saying that as soon as the baby is born, sign custody affidavits in the hospital and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, that's not how that works. You can't do, so that kind of had me frustrated, because I'm like, there's all these people that think they know this system and they don't. Yes, we need 50-50 out the gate, but how are you going to get it? Because sitting on the internet posting memes is not getting it. Complaining and getting mad because somebody's posting something that you don't like. I say that because I got some people on my Facebook page talking shit. Let me see. I sue every chance I get. What you say, you sue what? Like, what does that mean, you sue? Yeah, and I know the people, because I see it, we see it. Like, this is an everyday, all day conversation, child support. It's all the time. So now when we have somebody, I'm going to call it with the guts to say, hey, what y'all going to do about this? Hello? He gets slammed on. That was just the damnedest thing. I'm like, well, where's everybody at? And I see it all the time. So, peace and blessings, Black Family United. What's up? So I always have a petition. This petition I've had for a couple years to erase child support debt that's owed to the state. It has been proven that debt is only a detriment to the parent. It's not going to the child. We established that. The debt is uncollectible because most of the parents that owe all of that child support, them $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, will never pay that back because they started off in arrears. It's not like this guy with the $8,000. Maybe he started off fresh, but probably they put him back to whatever date they wanted to because that's what they do. But it's just going to get worse because it was kind of getting better. Like they started reforming some of the regulations. And when President Obama was in office, he did the incarceration termination for the child support if you're in prison for more than 180 days. They're supposed to contact the prisoner, the inmate, and say, look, you got a child support order. You can zero this or $5 or something. They don't do that. Let me see, I'm on the task force for immigration. I explain this every chance I get. Okay, a task force. I would like to know more about that. What task force for immigration? Yeah, if you would, can you send me an email, cshustle1@gmail.com? Because I would like to, I'm really interested in making sure that people that's doing time, prisoners, know that they can get their child support payment reduced while they're doing time, so they don't have to come out and be bogged down with all of this debt, because it's just a revolving door. They're going back to jail every chance they get. That to arrest them, they're going to put out a warrant. They're going to go to jail every chance they get, and they will extradite you. If you're in another city, like my friend Darius McCrary, he got pulled over in LA. They extradited him to Oakland County, Michigan. You know how much money that cost? And they're complaining about welfare this and welfare, extraditing for a child support order, a warrant. We're either going to go all in or not. But I mean, I had to ask y'all what's up? Like, I see everybody talking about it. I see all these podcasts. I see everybody talking about how terrible single mothers are, how horrible the child support system is. They don't see no action. I see a bunch of people talking and messaging or posting and shit and then criticizing and all this kind of stuff. I see no action. And I'm just confused. That's why I made this video. I just wanted to see if I can get some answers. And if not now, I thank y'all for joining me. If not on this video, if you're watching it later, please let me know. Because I know y'all sending money to people for the get your case closed and all this kind of stuff. But there's no real movement. So, okay. Thank y'all for joining me. I will look forward to hearing more about your task force. I'm very interested in that for several reasons. Excuse me. So if you haven't gotten my book already, The Child Support Hustle, you can get it at my website, thechildsupporthustle.com. If you want to support me in my bringing information, which, excuse me, let me just get some water. Which I really don't talk a lot about child support anymore, because I done talked about it. I really don't have nothing else to really say. So I'll say something if something comes up like this, or if there's a bill that's coming up, which there is. Have you guys contacted your legislators to vote no on HB 7906? That is a bill where they're trying to I want to say jump through hoops or go around the system, because here's the thing. The IRS is very, very secretive about your information, your social security number, all your personal information. What the child support agencies have been doing for years is having private contractors act as collection agencies and coming in and accessing your information. And the IRS said, y'all can't do that anymore. Effective October 1. They're not supposed to do anything with an outside contractor at all. But from what I saw at the IRS website, they've extended it, the deadline. So they're still doing it. But if we had enough noise, because y'all know that income tax offsets, that's when they take your refund and either give it to the mother or the father, the custodial parent, or they keep it in the state. And that's where that, what was it? $192 million. That was as of 2022. That's how much was owed in TANF arrears according to the federal government. So if y'all contact y'all's legislators and tell them vote no on that, so the least they can do is protect your information. The most they can do is stop taking your money. But we have to start somewhere. And I'm not starting from the beginning. I'll jump in somewhere. I'll come back. I'll jump in, but I'm not, I don't have a movement. People say, well, what are you doing? Or I'm an individual sharing information. That's it. But I like to see people know the information. I like people to be able to respond to this stuff because they're bullies. Type what? I'm sorry. I have a video on here too, HB 7906. Is that what you mean? Yeah, they bully. So I don't like bullies. So anything I can bring to you guys that I find out and share, that's what I want to do. If you don't like what I'm talking about, agitate the gravel, yada, 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 Thank you, Wisconsin. I appreciate you being here. Fighting in Wisconsin. Wisconsin got something going on over there too. Like all of them are trash. All these agencies are trash. That's all I can say. They violate rights with no remorse. They take these kids' money with no remorse. They take the parents' money, no remorse. Like it's like they're entitled, but then they'll bash you if you fight back and say, how are you going to take 55, 60% of my income and I got to eat too? And that's another thing. Like this really had me going with COVID. During that time, they forgave, or they what do you call it? They let people, what's that word? Well, you didn't have to pay your rent, you didn't have to pay your mortgage, you didn't have to pay your car note, your phone bill. They let you slide because it was COVID. They did not do that with child support. And I think everybody should have been in the street for that. But that's me. I will never turn down a good protest. So that's me just complaining and just wondering where you guys at with it. Oh, when? I didn't see that. If you have a link, can you put it in the chat? I would like to check that out. I will talk about it because a few years ago, Illinois erased all of their welfare debt, their TANF debt. It was some billions, but it's fake. It's a fake debt. So they ain't really doing nothing but pressing the race. Because like I said, we already paid for it with our taxes, and then they pay for it through the child support. Then if a custodial parent is receiving any cash or something like that, they have to work for it. So they're getting it 3 times. Like when are we going to stop letting them rob us? Yes, that bill, the one I'm just talking about, they said vote yes. Vote no. Vote no. On my video on here, I have the links that'll send so you can read it yourself. But that's what they want, to give permission. They want to get permission from us to allow private contractors to collect child support debt on their behalf. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much again for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and click your notification button. I'm going to come on here more. Of course. What? Yes or no? I don't know what you mean. But yeah, make sure your notifications are on. And I really, really want to have a conversation with people that want to have a conversation, not argue about welfare supposedly destroying the Black family. Why you guys think that, or why do you feel that? Were you part of that era, the 60s, the civil rights movement, and you saw something that makes you feel like that? Or is it something that you've read or seen online over and over again? Like that was with me. Like I hadn't heard that until I started doing the child support hustle. But I really want to, have a conversation about this. And the reason why I think it's so important is because we got kids out here. HB 709. I got to know what. Yeah. We want to vote no on 7906. If we're talking about the same bill, yeah, we got kids out here, and as elders, I don't know if y'all elders. I'm an elder. I feel like it's my responsibility to educate or share information with the youth, because if not, they're not going to get the information that they need to survive in this jungle, this concrete jungle. This is something else. Y'all know it. All right. Y'all take it easy. Thanks again. Don't forget, if you haven't already, or you can get an ebook too, but you can order the book. That's going to, if y'all have any questions about Title 4D, how it's broken down, what it means, there's so much misinformation out there. My book, which it has everything in there. Okay. Don't forget, you can email me, cshustle1@gmail.com. I don't work on individual cases at this time. I might start later on. I've been getting messages asking for help, but you can go to my website, thechildsupporthustle.com, and I have a bunch, like I've written about Title 4D in the child support system and all of these for 10 years. So I have a lot of information out there. So feel free. If you have a question, I'll try to answer it if I can answer it real quick. Person told you about the Wisconsin caseworker that offered. No, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I'm sorry. What more of him, less of me? I don't remember that. You have to refresh me. But I'm telling you, they do whatever they want. There's no accountability. They have the Georgia with an accountability court for parents that can't afford to pay the debt, but they're not accountable. All right, guys, take it easy. Stay up.